call today. Um, hey, everybody. I want to welcome you to the 7 p.m. version of Speaker Co-working. I am Ron Story, the head bottle washer and iced tea maker at SpeakerHub. And we're here with Angela Lewis, who's over operations, and AJ, our speaker in residence.
Pretty much.
you know, good to see everybody. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but yeah, I had a great call with Robert, and I think we got some cool opportunities with a lot of the younger speakers. I think working with them with some of the agency stuff would be dope because they're not trying to be Bill Gates, but if they could start an agency and start getting speakers booked on podcasts and for speaking gigs, they can do a lot of that type of work, get them some business experience, learning to sell, learning to do all of those things. So I think that may be an option to go down that path to kind of teach them some responsibility also. Um, yeah, AJ, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Well, if ain't nobody here in 15 minutes, we're gonna get up out this joint.
Your meeting, brother. This is just another work time for me.
Oh no, I feel you, but I mean, I know that sometimes people they already been to the meetings. I think moving it up to 3 o'clock is going to be good, so we'll find out. Um, but
So I
uh,
do have a question.
oh, we got some people. We got some people. This is good. Let's come in. I
Oh,
didn't know if it.
can you make me co-host? I don't see them.
Yep, I didn't know if it was just going to be. But go ahead, AJ. What's your question?
About writing articles.
Yep.
About writing articles for SpeakerHub. What topics are you looking for? Because I'm looking at it as if everybody's going to be putting out courses, right?
Mhm.
In the near future. I'm like, what's the advantage? To me, the advantage is to say, oh yeah, I have courses, but I also have articles that have also been written. But how, like, what topics are you all looking for the courses? I mean, for the articles, and then how do we submit them?
Yeah, it could be anything related to speaking or um, anything that could be related to speaking. We would accept.
Okay.
Um, yeah, all it has to do is be related to speaking. Sharon, good to see you. Hello, you still there?
Hi, I'm here. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my internet today, so I'm gonna be off, but
Okay.
I can hear you guys and great to see you. Thank you again for a call. It was really good. It's nice to meet everyone.
Oh yeah. This is Angela, who is our head of operations at SpeakerHub, and then we have AJ. He's a speaker and user of SpeakerHub. This is our 7 o'clock meeting that we do. We've already done two of these, so our largest one is at 12. The medium sized one is 7 or 3, but people come to different ones. So we're just here to help people to get booked. So if you have any questions that in particular, if you want answered, this is the time and the place. If not, we're just gonna be chilling.
Yeah, so I was playing around with the link that you sent me since we last spoke, and I think it's great. I'm just wondering, like, since we talked about, like, I was very specific on the stuff that I was doing, so like STEM, tech, entrepreneurship, innovation. I'm looking at what potential like speaking engagements I could make, and I didn't see any specific things. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, and then also some of the groups that I saw have stuff in like December, November. Like, there's nothing immediate, or is there? Did I miss something?
I don't know what you were looking at.
I was looking at the groups. There was like stuff for the Girl Scouts, so there was like the
Can,
group.
can you share your screen? I know you can't turn on camera. Can you share your screen? Because you got to remember, I do 20 of these a day. So I remember, our conversation, but I don't remember what links I sent to you.
The actual link for the membership, I guess. So I was basically playing around with the SpeakerHub. Let me see if this is gonna work. It might not.
Yep. Christy, good to see you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my first. I'm just observing.
You're welcome. We're just here to talk. We're just here helping people get booked. Feel free to ask whatever questions you have. I will show you how we do it and help you to move further along in your journey.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Sharon, you gonna go
Yeah,
ahead?
no, I'm having trouble with it.
What's the domain? Put the domain in the link in the chat.
Okay, let me do that. Hang on. I'm signing in again.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you can just put the domain in the chat because if you can't share it, I'll share my screen with that from whatever page you're looking at. I just need some context before I start answering questions that you didn't ask me.
No, I know. Let me because it logged me out of the system, so let me get back in.
Yep. Christy, where are you calling in from?
From the UK.
Okay.
Yes.
And
but
what's your speaking topic?
my speaking topic is around career transition.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. And do you speak a lot?
Not yet, I would
Okay.
say. Yes.
Okay. And did you do any gigs in 2024?
A couple had a baby, so that's just stalled things, but now I'm ready to move further along.
Well, congratulations on bringing another genius into the world to balance out the idiots. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Thanks.
You know, we got to balance out this world, man. We need more smart people having kids, you know? So high five. I'm glad congratulations on is it a son or a daughter?
A son.
Oh, yeah. High five. High five.
Thank
You know,
you.
Sharon, were you able to find the link?
Now I'm having technical difficulties of logging in. I'm having a weird tech day today.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all. So, but we want to welcome everybody. This is the 7 p.m. Eastern US time speaker co-working. I guess it's probably 2 a.m. in the UK with Christy calling in, staying up all late at night trying to hop on these calls. I want to make sure we're providing her with the level of expectation that she's expecting and also helping Sharon and AJ get whatever they're expecting out of the call. Christy, is there anything in particular you want to ask? I mean, it's not a large room, so I don't have a lot to go off of. I don't just want to be randomly rambling. Nope. Sharon, anything you want to cover?
Basically, like, are we looking for, I guess, because that's what I was doing. I was kind of dabbling with the whole platform and looking for like speaking gigs within the next like month or so, but I found more, like I said, more December, November, like a little bit down the line.
Yep. So what type of speaking gigs are you looking for? Podcasts, associations, or conferences?
All three.
Okay. So we teach a really cool thing called 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 quarters. If you're looking to get booked on a podcast, you could probably do that in 2 weeks, right? You can reach out to them today. They'll do an interview with you on Thursday or Friday to make sure you're a good fit. They'll record the podcast next week, and it'll be out last week of March. That's a common protocol for podcasts. If you're looking to do associations, they're going to book you two months ahead of time. They already have their speaker for this month's meeting. They probably have already been talking with people for April. So you wouldn't get booked there until May. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
And if you're looking for conferences, well, conferences make decisions 2 quarters ahead of time. So what you're seeing as when you keep saying you only see October, November, December, because our system is only showing you the results for the quarter that you should be trying to get booked in.
Oh, I see.
There's no conference in the world that I know that's reputable that is still looking for speakers in March for a conference they sold tickets for 6 months ago that's going to happen in April.
That makes sense.
Right? So
Yeah.
what we bring to the table that everyone else usually forgets is experience. So I spent the last 6 years as a booking agent, booking people for meetings. And the biggest drawback of most people's expectations was that it wasn't that they weren't a good speaker. It was that they had the booking cycle off, right? So if you're not in the right booking cycle, then it causes a huge problem. I had a meeting earlier this week with someone who said that they wanted to do 20 to 25 gigs in 2025. And I asked them, well, how many do you have on the books already for the summer? And they said, well, no, I don't have any for this year. And my question was, are you okay with doing them all in the fourth quarter? And they said, why the fourth quarter? I'm like, because that's what we're booking for right now, or 2026. So the booking cycle is the most important thing to understand with getting booked, which is why we introduced what we call the Speaker Flywheel. And the Speaker Flywheel is the thing that keeps you out of the ups and downs of inconsistent bookings as a speaker. Why? Because you will be on podcast while you're waiting for the associations to come. And you will be speaking at associations, polishing up your message for that conference that's coming 6 to 9 months down the road. This is what the best speakers do, right? The amateur speaker is making the mistake of saying, I only want to speak when I get paid, because they're trying to use it as, they're really usually trying to rush it instead of looking at it as a business. But this is the flywheel that we teach, because this is where the consistency comes from, right? Let me give you a great example. I just got this from a client of ours earlier today, and I thought it was freaking incredible. And let me see if I can drag this out of here and show it to you guys. You see this? Now, why is this super duper incredible? Because we teach the flywheel. We teach that you shouldn't just be speaking, you should be doing all of it. And we said, look, why don't you write an article? It positions you as a thought leader. So Angela wrote an article. She's one of our consulting clients. She speaks at corporate. She wrote an article about her driving a Tesla for Business Insider. We helped her to get that article. I can't show the private text messages. This is from the group, but I got the text message. Anderson Cooper called me. What? So I can show this out of the group, but this is our client. This is what we do. So most people don't have the results to be able to show these things, but we can just show you, hey, here's the outcome of the flywheel. But that article that she wrote, Angela, Tesla, middle finger, right? All right, let's see. BI, here it is. What? I never can spell her last name right. Shoot. Angela K. I drive a Tesla. Here it is. I drive a Tesla Cybertruck, and I'm sick of people flipping me off. But that was in January.
Oh, wow.
Now, that was her first article on Business Insider, right? So the difference is that now she can go speak anywhere and win, right? But she's not just trying to use her voice. Look at this. It's been reposted in so many different places.
That's awesome. So wait, question. This article was posted in the SpeakerHub, I guess, request?
No, we used in the media section of SpeakerHub. You can reach out to whomever you want. We give you all the context here in media. So if you type
So basically she reached out to somebody and said she
Yeah.
wanted to write an article about her Tesla. Is that how it started? I'm just
Yeah.
curious, like, wondering
yeah,
how.
we show you how to submit articles,
Okay, got it.
right? So you can see these are the different Business Insider contacts. I mean, we got 170,000 media contacts. Some of those are editors where you can submit your own article. Journalist is when you want to be covered in an article, right? So if we go to let's go to the SpeakerHub homepage, and you see this young lady here, Dr. Karen Hills Prudence, right? So here, there was an article where we needed some feedback on Airbnb. Success Magazine, should leaders have favorites? Well, she didn't write the article, but she was quoted in the article,
Oh, I see. Okay.
right? How did she get that? The guy who's writing the article reached out to me and said, I need some people. Do you have any speakers on this topic? Yep, here you go. Let me send you a list. He interviewed maybe 10 of them. The editors edited down to the ones that they wanted. Right?
Okay. And so my question is, when you add to the list, let's say I added all these things to the list, how does that work? Like, what happens next?
Did you have to? So let me show you the best thing you could ever have for everyone. That's not just you. One of the great things that we created is the Academy, right? So here in the Academies is everything about how to use onboarding, how to customize your branding kit, how to start sending pitches, how to contact conferences, just the overview of the entire thing. Those videos are there, right? So whenever you have a pitch that you want to send, you click pitch and it writes the email for you, and then you send the email. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess my question was because I went through and I added, like I said, from the conferences and the groups and all these things. I watched the videos, but I feel like I'm missing something. I'm added like all these different groups and different conferences on my list, but I have to reach out to them. That's basically how it goes?
Yep. It's basically allowing you to be your own agent. I have no problem taking 70% commission if you let us book you. But nobody likes that. So
No,
we
no,
have
I get that. I was just trying to figure out what's
No,
happening
I'm just
when I
joking with
add
you.
to the
Yeah,
list.
nobody likes the when we take 70% of their commission. So I joke about it because it's set up for you to be able to do the same outreach that I was doing as an agent, where we use the same system to write the pitches, to do the matching. All we did was click the button, just like other bureaus that use the software do. They just click the button and and then you wait for a response.
Got it.
So,
And then this is going through my Gmail, right? Right.
yep.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So here's the basics. Here's our advantage. With SpeakerHub, you tell us about your goals when you sign up. We match you with opportunities automatically. The software writes the personalized pitch for you. You approve the pitch and the event that you wanted to reach out to, and you send it. Without us, you got to Google search, got to go to the website, got to look up the opportunity, got to find the contact information. You do that 100 times, or in our case, 4 million times, and then you have a list of relevant opportunities. Then you create a spreadsheet, and then you go make sure that the emails are right, and then you go buy other software to send the emails. Then you send the email, and then you wait for a response. This takes about 45 seconds. This takes about 45 minutes. That's the value of what we do here, is that we can go ahead and give you the advantage over everyone else. So when you see someone, today is Tuesday, March the 11th, and we can see Ricky has sent 336 pitches this week. Bart has sent 74. Shannon has sent 74. On the month, Chantel has sent 364. Ricky has sent 411. Claudine has sent 190. Lawrence has sent 184. There's no other way in the world to be able to apply or put your name in the hat for speaking gigs, podcast interviews, or anything else with the amount of speed and efficiency that we do it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Juliana, good to see you.
This is great. I'm looking at my branding kit and it says missing info. So how do I know what's missing? Because it's not giving me.
I can't see it.
Yeah, I know. Here, let me should I put this in the link?
but it's only going to show yours. It's not going to, I can't log into your account. It's protected by your passwords and stuff.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I'm having tech challenges today.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that anything in the branding kit is stopping you from sending the emails that you want to send, right? Because nobody sees the branding kit but you.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's just for you to have the information to let the AI know, but it ain't stopping you from sending the emails.
Oh, I thought it kind of sends the whole kit to the person that I'm reaching out to.
No, it doesn't. It just sends the email.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yep. Good questions. Glad I can answer.
Hi,
Christy,
Ron.
what's up?
So as you were speaking, I was just all the thoughts were beginning to form in my mind, and seeing that it's my first time, I'm a bit like um unsure. Where do I start? How do I search? How do I get on the like you said, flywheel? I can write articles. I can do podcasts.
Yep.
It's just the structure of it's my first time here.
Yep. So we help you with that. As are you a SpeakerHub member already?
Not yet.
Okay.
I understand. I just came across. I stumbled across the Speaker Hub and just signed up, and then the pop up that came up was book. I think a 20 minutes call,
Yep.
which I did. We had that call, and then I got this Zoom link.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's perfect. So what this is our daily call that we do at 12 noon, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern time every single day. And different speakers hop in the call, different members of my team, such as Juliana and Angela, they hop in the call to ask their questions and to make themselves available just in case if you have questions that I can't answer, they can answer them. So as a beginning speaker, it would be a crime if someone suggested that you do everything, write articles, go on podcasts, do associations, do do conferences, because you would it would be a disaster because you just don't have the experience. But luckily, the flywheel doesn't just work for experienced speakers. We've made it so that it's a lot easier for speakers of all levels to be able to take advantage of the flywheel. Now, here's the gist of it. The gist of it is it's made up of inbound leads. Everybody can benefit from people reaching out to you, asking you to speak. No matter at what level you are, if they ask you to come, they've already evaluated whether or not you were good enough. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Right? But the people that you reach out to, that requires you to be a bit more self-aware, because when I was first starting, I would have a hard time speaking in front of 1,000 people, not to mention 5,000 people, right? Or 5,000 executives that are way more successful than me. I'm gonna have to wear a diaper on that stage, right? Because I'm gonna poop my pants that day, right? So what we use the flywheel for is for fortifying your message and fortifying your skills. So we usually suggest that everybody go on podcast. And the reason that you go on podcast is because the host will help you to strengthen your belief in the message and the processes that you're sharing. Because they're going to question them. They're going to ask you to explain them in different details, to explain it in a different angle and all of that. Now, once you've done that sufficiently, you got to take it to a live audience, because on a podcast, it's usually just one person talking with you. But when you come in like this, like we're doing right now, where y'all can ask me all these questions, and even if you can't see the screen, I got to be able to imagine it and answer the questions. That's because I've done this 995 other times. But if I didn't have that experience of understanding our software, understanding the flywheel, I wouldn't be able to get in and get out of these different diagrams that I go into just on total recall, right? So being able to get familiar with my information in front of a live audience, make sure I don't embarrass myself when I get on stage, and then they open up that Q&A. And somebody asked me a question I ain't never heard before. Well, if I've gone on 50 podcasts talking about this, and I've done 20 other stages in small groups where they can ask me in private different questions, I'm pretty much covering 95% of the questions. So it's only a 5% chance that I'll have to say, man, that's a good question. Let me get back to you on that. Send me your email address, right? So that's my normal bailout when somebody asks me something I don't know, right? But then there's the other side of it. A lot of speakers love the idea of being a thought leader. And because the person who had coached them or had talked to them about being a thought leader said, man, you should be a speaker. They never met anybody that's a writer. So that option was never presented to them as a viable way to make the same amount of money from writing, as actually make more from writing than speakers make. They pay $1 a word for these articles. Most speakers ain't getting paid $1 a minute for going on stage. They speaking for free. So if you can get paid $1 a word and have, here's a great question. In SpeakerHub, right now we have 44,000 conferences, right? We have 3 million podcasts. How many articles do you think were published on Business Insider today? 800? I mean, they probably published literally 800 articles just on the Business Insider, not to even mention Insider, like they got Tech Insider, Lifestyle Insider, Politics Insider, Military Insider. They got all of these different things. They look at these articles just from 10 minutes ago.
Something career related.
Uh-huh.
Career, have they got something career related?
What do you mean? I don't understand your question.
The business inside the writing. You just talked about writing.
Yeah. You can write about any of these things.
Bit.
Yeah, I mean, they have all types of topics. They got tech, they got business, markets, lifestyle, politics, personal finance. This is what they choose to cover. We don't get to tell them what they're going to cover, but this is what the topics they choose to cover. You can choose to write articles on those topics and submit them to get approved for payment, right? So we just try to present for thought leaders. This may be the worst place in the world for somebody who only wants to be a speaker. We would encourage those folks, you're going to hate it over here because we're going to show our people how to make money and all these other things, and you're going to be bored in the classes or in the trainings where we're not talking about how to increase speaking fees. I'm trying to increase revenue for our speakers. I want them writing. I want them doing television. I want them selling their products. I want to build the entire thought leader business, not just pay me to show up, because that's, if that was working.
I get it. I run a blog, so I'm cool with writing.
Yep. But let me show you some data real quick. I want to show you something, because I think that this is the surprising thing that we forget and I won't go to the membership applications. I want to go over to this roadmap one. Right? So let's look here. And this is usually surprising for most people. So most speakers are doing less than 1 gig a month. That's 65% of them. Less than 1 gig a month. Does that number surprise you guys? Right? Damn sure it surprised me. You know what else surprised me? Is that 80% of the industry is making less than $60,000 as a speaker. That ain't what it say on the internet, though. On Instagram, everybody's a 6-figure speaker. Here, only, according to us, only 13% make 6 figures. Right? All of the speakers complain about the same thing. What's your biggest challenge? Need more gigs. The six-figure speakers don't need more gigs. They're actually trying to raise their fees and do less gigs. Right? Well, what's the primary goal? Get more gigs. Cool. Well, how do you plan on getting those gigs? This is the brutal truth. Referrals and word of mouth. Christy, can you tell me how many referrals you're going to get in the future?
How many referrals I'm gonna get in the future?
Do you have any control over that?
No.
Okay. And what about repeat business from previous clients?
Yes, I can sort of control that depending on how I deliver.
Okay. But do you have any clients right now?
No.
Okay. So you ain't got no control. You got to have clients to get clients, right? Social media. Can you control who Mark Zuckerberg or LinkedIn or Instagram show your post to?
No.
Nope. With the Speakers Bureau, brand new speaker, never spoken before, charges under $25,000 a gig. Can you get booked by a Speakers Bureau?
Unlike.
No. Only thing you have control over is who you reach out to. It's the only thing. And there isn't a coincidence that the same 10% of people who are doing cold outreach, that number is very close to how many people are making six figures.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have no control over who books you with these other methods.
Right.
That's why we're so focused on this, because it finally gives the speaker control over their career. Right? Even the best speakers, some of our speakers that are doing 50,000 per gig are like, this is the best thing I've ever had. I ain't never had this much control over where I get booked and where I'm going to speak.
I see.
It's just the cold hard facts. Right? So this is what we do. It's not the most popular message that for speakers, but it is the most popular message for winners. Those who want to win, they have no problem saying, yo, if I don't want to be like this, I got to do something different. Right? So we take the unpopular opinions and try to help people to say, okay, now that I know these things, how can I make sure that I'm using them to my advantage? And that's how every 51 minutes we get a meeting with an event planner, because our people are proactively pitching and, taking control over their situation. They're not relying on someone else to do it for them or hoping that, it turns into a profession. They're making it a profession.
So about writing the articles,
Hmm?
do I have to pitch as well? Same process. Okay.
Yep. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So let me give you the great example. Christy, let me say I was going to hire you for a job. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. What I want you to do is to go find the person that has money in their pockets. I want you to take a stick I'm going to give you and go smack them over the head. Okay? And once they fall on the ground, I want you to drag them back to me, turn them upside down, shake all the money out of their pockets, pick up all the money, give it to me, and then I'll give you your part. Would you take that job?
That's a pretty tough job.
Yeah, but that's what y'all be asking us to do. Hey, go find the person, smack them over the head, go get all the money, bring it to us, and we're going to give you some. Well, no, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to keep the money for myself. But we can sell you the bat. I'll tell you where the person located. That's their email address. We'll help you smack them over the head. The AI will write the email for you. Right? And then you just go negotiate the money. You go pickpocket them on your own with your negotiation skills and your speaking skills. And then you keep your part. We just sold you the bat and the email address. Does that make sense? We think that that's a bit more fair for both sides, because we get paid for our work, but you get paid for your value. So it's if we were to look on the call now, AJ gets paid more per speech than someone else. And Angela gets paid more per speech than someone else. And Sharon gets paid more per speech on her topic than someone else, just like Christy would, or just like Juliana would. And I would get paid more than some people and less than some people in my topic. That's what makes speaking so fair.
What
Right?
about the podcasts you talked about?
Yep. What would you like to know?
You did mention that it's like a preparatory sort of ground. Um, do I also have to pitch to get into this podcast?
I mean, only if you want to go on them. I'll just say you got to pitch everything. Everybody, you have to pitch. It's part of it. It's part of the thing. It's the part of the business that that separates those who get booked and those who don't. Let's go back. Watch this. Let me go back to the data. What percentage of speakers avoid pitching according to this?
It looks like a lot.
90. Only 10% are pitching. Right? What percent of speakers are doing 20 or more gigs? Right? What percent of speakers can barely pay their bills? Go ahead and say it again, Sharon. Looks like a lot. They can't pay their bills because they're avoiding the thing that allows them to pay their bills. I've never met a business that thrived without doing sales.
True.
Right? Now, people will say, well, but I sell other stuff. Okay. But let me tell you something I know. One thing AJ knows, and other people that have been to my house, they know, you see my office like this? This is how the rest of my house looks. I ain't got one junky room and the rest of my house is spotless. No, how you treat one thing is how you treat everything. So I don't think that if they're afraid to pitch for speaking gigs, they're just super duper excited to tell people about their book. I don't think they're really promoting the hell out of their coaching program if they're afraid to promote their speaking program. It just doesn't work that way because usually promoters are going to promote. So they're struggling here too. This is the brutal facts that you don't get when you buy the course because there's no accountability with buying a course. Right?
Yeah.
Teachable says this. Let me show you. Let's go to Teachable. How many people finish digital courses? Look at that. 5% of them who start the course actually finish it. And if they're doing like official courses through universities, 3%.
Interesting.
Right? But when you buy the course, watch this. I'm going to show you something. This is wild, right? Let's see. Public speaking. Right? So the complete presentation and speaking course. I want to use this as an example. Right? Speak like a pro for speaking professionals. Complete public speaking masterclass. So let's go here. Right? Let's look at the curriculum. This is really great. Where do you learn to get booked? That's the part that's missing from all of these things, right? Booked to speak, right? How to book paid speaking gigs. Cool. Now, watch this. Let me show you something. This is incredible. I love this. I love Udemy, right? We got all of these courses on how to get booked to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got 4.8 ratings, only 30 students. on this one about TED Talks. 100,000 students, but don't nobody. I'm like, I mean, it's just incredible because it's like, dude, come on, man, y'all. It's like I want to be a speaker, but I don't want to do things that speakers do to get paid. It's like I don't get it. I don't understand it. So this is the hard part of my job is sharing this stuff because people hate us after this. They're like, oh man, they didn't sell us the dream. And I'm like, dude, the dream comes disguised as work. And it's just work. You got to pitch, got to deal with the rejection, got to deal with the people telling you no. And until you do that, you don't know how good you are. Right? You don't know how good you are.
That makes a
Because,
lot,
huh?
that makes a lot of sense. I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to be on this podcast called The School of Greatness with Lewis House.
Yep.
I put him on the add to list, right? And then the thing that pops up says search for or create a list for your new contact.
Yep.
And then it says choose contacts, but I don't have anything there. So
There's
there's a
one that says
default.
default.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's what I click.
Put it on the default list for now until you create a list.
Okay, and then so then I click pitch to him, right?
Yep.
That's what I do,
Yep.
and that's it.
That's it.
Okay, so then
Once you click pitch, what happened?
it says new message, but it's loading.
Yep.
So I guess it's gonna take a little bit for it to come together.
Well, I mean, it's writing the email, so I don't know how fast your internet is.
Yeah, I
but
don't
it's-
know. Like I said, I'm tech challenged today. Okay, now I got it. It says the School of Greatness guest. And then Dear Lewis, I'm inspired, da da da. And it's funny because I actually know him like from many moons ago before he started this whole thing. So I wonder. So just send email?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. That's how easy it is.
Interesting. Okay.
Any other questions?
And then so
We
just have
just-
to wait until he responds. And he's gonna respond back to this portal, right?
Yeah. Well, they're going to reply back to your email if they reply, right?
So that's the Gmail account that I have because like I said, I have my own business account. So
It's whatever one you connected. Again, I can't see your screen, but it's whichever one you connected to.
okay. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, yeah. And then the same thing would go with for an article, right? So like basically if I want to be on Business Insider, well, like you said, or like Tech Insider, whatever that is, some kids, I don't know, Nat Geo for kids, whatever that is. Same thing, I go through the motions and send an email like this, right?
100%. And
Or is there like a list of themes or topics that they're looking for? Kind of like Haro. I don't know if you've heard of Haro.
no, it's you reach out with the story, they'll give you feedback. That's how it works.
Okay. Okay. I think I get it now. Thank you.
Oh yeah. No, we're here, man. Christy, this is how it works.
No, right. Thank you. Quite interesting. I'm just looking at the page again. I think the best place to start would be the educational tools, or I just access the gigs directly.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. So let me finish what I was going here with the flywheel.
Okay.
So as a new speaker, you probably should be focusing on podcast and associations because do you have a framework already that you teach?
Not
Christy?
exactly.
Okay. So you should probably start going on podcasts and associations
Okay.
because you got to develop your thought leadership, right? So like imagine I'm a new speaker, right? Let's say I'm a new speaker and I'm like, I'm going on Joe Rogan. like I'm wasting my time because Joe Rogan don't know me and he interviews famous people. So I'm gonna go on smaller podcasts in order to build up my credibility and my confidence on my topic, and then give Joe Rogan a reason why he should pick me, right? Because I don't want to be his worst watched interview. Right? I go on Joe Rogan tomorrow, it's gonna have 130 views because don't nobody know me, right? But if Michael Jordan goes on there, it's going to have 40 million views because he's Michael Jordan. So we got to be respectful to where we are. I know where I am. I'm self-aware enough to know that I got to go on this level of stuff until I build up my reputation to be
Yeah.
here. Does that make sense?
It does.
Because if I go on Good Morning America tomorrow and I don't realize I got a 3-minute segment where I got to answer everything in 20 seconds at the most, I'm going to be on there getting into stories. They're like, yeah, thanks, Ron. This was great. And they're like, wait, I didn't even get to say nothing. Well, your story was too long and we don't want you on here anymore, right? So we got to grow into who we want to be because we wouldn't respect the industry if we didn't respect the work that it took for Joe Rogan to become Joe Rogan, for Good Morning America to become Good Morning America, for Tony Robbins to become Tony Robbins, right? These guys have put in 40 years, 20 years of work. Ange was a professional basketball player, right? She played in Europe for several years. She coached Division I college in the US. It's totally disrespectful for some 8-year-old kid to be like, I'm just as good as you. I can coach too. It's like, I did this for 30 years. Like, what are you talking about? Like, they not like us. It's different levels to what we're doing. But that doesn't mean that that young person can't be Ange in the future. But it's outside of speaking where we usually respect the professions more than inside of speaking. Because nobody is selling the dream that an 8-year-old can play professional basketball. But for 40 grand, somebody will sell you the dream that you can be a speaker tomorrow and make 9 figures, even though they've never done it. That's just the disrespect in the industry that's out there. So we're just the other side of that, saying, hey, we can't be the home for the brokenhearted who bought a course or was sold a dream. We have to be the carriers of truth. Hey, you can do it. Here's the process. Here's the apprenticeship. Here's where you start. Why? Because over time you can get there. Now, I think Angela did a great job with her article. Will another article of hers, not Angela here, but Angela Kinslow, who is in Business Insider or whatever, that had that great article that we showed. I think she did a great job with this thing, right? Do I think every article is going to lead to her being on MSNBC? And no, she picked the right topic at the right time about the people that are the most viral in the country. I drive a Cybertruck. That is Elon, all you can imagine. And people are flipping me off. Yep. People flip off people that drive Lamborghinis too. Like, I mean, I've been with my friends in nice cars, and the looks that you get, they looking at you like, man, they hate that you got that better car. So she just happened to find a topic that was popping. Now it's good for her because now she can talk about, hey, maybe I can do it again. But at least her intuition is good at picking the right topics and writing about them from the right angles. Does that make sense? But that's a skill that she's developed. Now, I can tell you for a fact, oh, she's going to be on there. I didn't even see the bottom part. I'm going to be on Anderson Cooper tonight. I'm thinking they're going to record. She said, no, we record at 7:30 and it's going to be on at night. They called at 7:30. We recorded at 9. Holy smokes. Right? But that's she has to be able to capitalize on this lightning in a bottle. Right? So that's the business. Now, I don't
In a
know
nutshell.
what other business she has, but man, I wish I'd have wrote that article because I'd be like, yeah, I'd have been on there with a Speaker Hub t-shirt, Speaker Hub tattooed across my forehead, you know, and it would have been covered up with brown paint so they couldn't see it. And then doing the thing, I'd have wiped my forehead off. Right? Because they wouldn't let me on there with the thing. So I'd have had to do this. They said, what is that on your face? What? Right? No, I'm just being silly, but that's the idea. We want to I would rather you have consistent income and consistent opportunities based on the work that you know you put in because you feel like you deserve it. There's a great thing called the IKEA effect. As we close out, we got 4 minutes left. The IKEA effect is something that I truly love and it means a lot, right? IKEA effect, right? And the IKEA effect is based on a study that says if you worked on the product, you care about it a lot more than a product that you didn't work on. I can tell you, I've never seen a more prouder speaker than one that's pitched themselves and booked themselves. The difference is that finally they realize they have control over whether they're going to get booked or not. Versus, man, I hope someone discovers me. Or, man, my agent ain't doing their job. The Bureau is focusing on Barack Obama that's getting paid $120,000 versus me that's getting paid $20,000. Or the Bureau won't let me in. They're gatekeeping me. Because my speaking fees are too low, they won't even represent me. But not over here, we got you. Right? But we're going to grow with you. Just like, see, I always tell this story because it was me, right? It was me years ago. Watch this. Let me show you something. See, I'm going to go over to Facebook and I'm going to go over here on Facebook and I'm going to go to my photos. Click on my big head and go. I got to go way back in the time. I'm talking about way. Look at that. Look at this. Boy, that was an old suit, boy. Let me go way back, like all the way back. And I'm going to show you something. Right? So this, let me find the page. May have passed it already. Dang it. There's a it's from 2014, I think. Oh, I can't find it. One moment. Let me go on back. Keep going. I know it's in here someplace. Here it is here, right? So when is this? 2013, August 26th. Yeah, what y'all think I'm doing right there? What do you think I'm doing, AJ?
You painting something.
Painting, right? You know what I was painting for?
What's that?
I was painting. That was my matte white podcast background.
Okay.
Oh,
You see that light right there? That black light with the paper on it?
Yep.
That's called a ghetto softbox.
Okay.
I needed the lights. I ain't have all this fancy lighting I got built into my office now, but I needed to record them podcasts, right? I needed to record them podcasts, so I had to build a thing. Hey, look, man, we're gonna build this on a budget, and I'm in T-Rex downtown. Look, I got my soft box, got my monitor, the same setup I got now. I just got better equipment. Look at my little cheap white mic. I got a better mic on the arm. This is where you got to start. What's the old saying? You ain't got to be great to start, but you got to start to ever get great. This is the start. This 12 years ago. And people see SpeakerHub now. Come on, man. Don't act like somebody blessed me with this. I worked my ass off. And I would apologize by inviting y'all to do the same. Right? Because this is how you get started. Right? It's ironic. I said I worked my butt off and then I show Miley Cyrus twerking. But this is my old setup. Look at that. Look at me working on my presentation. Look at that. I got my mic on top of my MacBook because my desk was so small. Right? Got my little soft boxes. I'm working. I still talk with my hands today. Bootleg Studio. Cool looking dollar effects.
Of course. So were you asking how do you become a member of that group that Ron showed, the Facebook group?
Yeah,
Or-
that's exactly what I was asking.
Yes. So as Ron was saying, there's the PR pitches group, but there's limited access. Well, you only have access to media and podcasts. However, or access to everything that's our Speaker Hub Pro.
Oh, right.
Are you
It's just my first time today, so I'm just asking all of this question to find my way around.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Well, so here's the cool thing. Keep coming back. We will teach you all you need to teach. We don't sell courses or any of that stuff at this time. Hey. My son's about to knock my computer off with this. We don't sell courses and trainings. We get people booked. Because I know what? You can take all the courses in the world. If you never get on stage, you're wasting your time. Right? So what we figured is that if we get you booked, you'll go learn how to be a podcast interview. You'll figure out how to write a speech if we get you booked. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the world is full of good intentions, right? But those good intentions have to be followed up with the right activity. And we lead with activity. That's why we show all of our work. We have no problem opening up the books and just showing you. Here's the emails we sent. This is where I started. Here's what my office. Go back and look at the videos beforehand. We show all these videos. We keep them up here. Speaker co-working, right? You can go back and look at the first one we did. And back in October, right? It's still me. But look at it here. My office look different, don't it?
True.
Yeah. It's the same office. I just moved, so I had to buy all the stuff. But I wasn't gonna wait until I had a couch to help y'all. I wasn't gonna wait till I could go buy a light. The work got to get done. I ain't waiting to be perfect. So I just kept going. And as y'all keep watching, you go 15 videos in, you see, oh, wait a minute, he got some art now. I just ain't got an empty house, I got some art. Cool, now they on the wall, right? And you go a little bit further up. And then now, I don't know where the art is. I think they fell off the wall. I didn't put them up there, right? Oh, no, they were in the framer at the time. They were at the framer. Now they're on the wall. You see that? They went from wrapped up to in the framer to on the wall. What's wrong with making progress? That's all we preach. We just say, hey, get better. What's wrong with getting better? I wasn't always this good looking. I used to have hair and everything.
Yeah.
Then it fell out. And I just became miraculous, marvelously, incredibly attractive. That's just how it works. Any other questions, guys? We're 5 minutes into overtime. This is the daily Speaker Hub, 7 p.m. Eastern speaker co-working calls. Good to see everybody. Any other questions as we close out the day? Christy, you're always welcome to come to the 12 o'clock. I know that's a little bit better time where you don't have to be up in the middle of the night. We have the 3 o'clock. I know that's probably better for Sharon. I think she's in on the West Coast in LA.
Yeah, I'm in LA. So 3 o'clock, that's 12 o'clock my time, right?
Yep. And I think our 12 o'clock is like 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's pretty early. But we just try to do it throughout the day because we have people all over the world. Like Christy's in England right now, in the UK. So, we try to make sure that people can come all over the world. Only about 20,000 of our customers are in the US. The other 43,000 are in other countries. So we want to make ourselves available to everybody who is wanting to get better at getting on stages. So this is what we do. Juliana, where are you at?
I'm in Dallas.
You're in Dallas. Wait, did you go visit Ange?
Not yet. I'll visit her
Okay.
next week.
Okay, cool. So what,
Yeah.
you've been in what, 5 countries in the last 3 weeks?
Wow.
Yeah, almost. No,
Right.
just Argentina, Brazil, and now the States.
What's after the US?
After the US, I'll hit Bogota, then Venezuela, and then back to
Wait,
Colombia,
how long are you gonna be
Cartagena.
in Bogota?
Bogota just one day, but I'll be back to Cartagena in May, so we can meet.
Let me know the day. I may fly. I may
Yeah.
fly up to Bogota. And we'll have lunch at the airport, and I'll fly back up.
Wow.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be dope. Let's do it. Me and AJ may fly. I may
Wow.
go up and
I'll
play
let you
golf. I don't know
know.
what day it is, but let me know.
I'll
me
let
know.
you know. Sure.
Let's go to
Sure.
Cartagena. Let's go to Cartagena.
No, she coming to
Let's go.
Bogota first. When are you coming to? When are you going to Cartagena?
Cartagena is in May. And Bogota is like in 2 weeks. Starting next month. Yeah,
Okay,
the
let me
30th.
know. I'll get a ticket. We'll come out. I'll come out. We'll come out.
Wow. Yeah, sure. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. I wish you were coming to Medellin. If you were coming
I
to
will.
Medellin.
I will go to Medellin after Cartagena. I think we can plan for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
So, but no, guys, this has been great. Christy, you got any other questions? Sharon, hopefully this was helpful for you.
No, this was great. Thank you so much. I'm excited about this. I'll probably come back with more questions when I dabble with the media stuff. I've been doing the podcast stuff now, so now I know what I'm doing. I was a
Yeah,
little confused before, but this is great.
Yeah, this is what we do. We're here to answer your questions, to help you to get booked on more stages. Yeah, we just know you can't outwork the work, so we're gonna push you, Christy. So whenever somebody tell you, well, no, you don't have to do it, they lying. I'm just being real. They are lying. Run away from them. Tell them to show you how many stages they got booked with their method before you buy their stuff.
Just one more quick question. How many times would you follow up with one of these people until you don't hear back?
Yep. So I believe in following up every 24 hours, up to 4 times. So you should make 5 contacts in total. The initial call with 4 follow-ups throughout the week.
Got it. Okay, great.
Right?
Thanks again.
Anything else, guys?
No, thank you. This has been, I'm glad I joined.
We're glad you're here. We're here to help, We look forward to seeing you around. All right.
Thank you.
Talk to you
Take
later, guys.
care.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Good evening.